Hello everyone. Today we are going to look into a concept called ultraviolet sanitization system. It is basically going to be a do-it-yourself video where we will take some common stuff from our home and convert that into a sanitization system which will use ultraviolet radiation to kill the germs. So before we proceed, let's look into what exactly sanitization is. As you all know, sanitization is a process that kills and eradicates bacteria and other microorganisms from various surface tops. There are two basic methods of sanitization: the physical method, where we know that we wash our hands, we use sanitizer and all sort of sprays to make sure that anything on the surface is getting killed. There's another method which is contactless, and this contactless method deals with using radiations to kill that. So in today's video we are gonna look into something similar to this. For the do-it-yourself stuff, what I have done, that I have taken a box which is 50 centimeter by 50 centimeter by 30 centimeter in dimension. Inside the box I have procured these UV LED strips, and I've installed one here, and one in the bottom. Above that I've put a basket, which is a net kind of basket, so that light from the bottom of the UV strip can come outside. I also have a IR sensor, which is basically a safety aspect. Like when you close this door, it will sense, and only then it will start the the light. And there is an Arduino controller which do all this stuff. So yeah, so when we start this system, the UV light which is at the corner radiates the box like this. The UV light at the center radiates the box something like this, as shown in the line, and the one which is in the bottom radiates the light from the bottom. So any object which is in this basket will get radiation from three sides. Now let's take a deeper look into the construction. What you are seeing here is a ultraviolet disinfection system or a sanitization system. What we are looking at is a wooden box. It's a cardboard actually, and it is of some oven. It has a good space inside, so we can converted that into a disinfection system. Let's take a look inside what it is made up of. So if you see here, inside the box there is a thermocol on which the oven used to sit. We have removed the oven, of course, and we have put a net there, and other than that net we have one, two, and one UVC LED strip downside. So if you look closely into this is an ultraviolet strip. It's of 11 watts. So 11 watts, it has light on both the sides, but since we are using the light of one side only, I'm considering this of 5.5 watts only. So in total of 16.5 watts of UV light is there. So whatsoever you will put inside this and switch on the power supply, the object will be radiated with 16.5 watts of UV light. It also has one more thing. It has a Arduino controller out here, which basically reads this IR sensor, and the role of this IR sensor is basically to read the presence of this door or not. Like, this is a safety measure. Like if the box is on, basically the box will only be in on condition when the doors are closed. If the door is open, the sensor will read that and it will cut off the power supply. So we are gonna start this system, and from this small hole I'll show you the ultraviolet lights. So as you will start, you can see that inside the small ultraviolet light is there. Like you can see blue color light there. Actually ultraviolet is invisible, but the LEDs comes with a blue color light, so that one can identify if the ultraviolet light is coming or not. So you can see that how it is there. Like inside it is all irradiated with ultraviolet light, and I have timed it for 30 seconds. So in 30 seconds you can see that it's now switched off. Now we'll look into another demonstration where in between, if someone tries to open the door, what happens, whether it will cut off or not. Right, so we are gonna switch it on again, and just to see if how the safety feature works. So as I switch on the lights, you see the internal of the box is radiated with ultraviolet lights, and when I open this door, the lights went off because this IR sensor has detected that the door is open. So this is a safety measure which I would suggest that all of you should bit of some sort of safety measure, because these are ultraviolet C radiations, and they're very harmful to eyes and skin. So if you're trying to attempt such a project, please make sure that you're having some safety integrated with the system. And there is one more important thing, like all the doors are having numbers. So first you have to close this one, then this two, then goes the third one, and then goes the fourth one. The reason for this is we just have one sensor there, so if someone opens the door, that sensor should detect that, and since we have only one sensor, the first door should get detected. What we are gonna show you right now is how the internal of this box will get radiated. And so these LED strips are of 11 watts, and they have lights on both the sides. So since I'm using only one side of that, I'll consider this of 5.5 watts, and such kind of 3 LED strips are there. So in total 16.5 watts of radiation will be there inside, and I'll show you in the calculation that how 16.5 watts of radiation will affect, and how long basically we need to expose any object inside. So with 16.5 watts with 5% efficiency, 6 minutes of time is required for exposing, and just for demonstration purpose I'm just keeping it 30 seconds so that you can see how the system works. And for this demonstration purpose I have removed the logic of this IR sensor so that we can see how the radiation is there. One important note, I've covered myself in a very good insulation, like none of the light can reach my body. My entire body is covered, and even I'm wearing very thick sunglasses, like it's triple layer of sunglasses. It's sort of a welding glass, so I'm safe. But do not try this at home. This is ultraviolet C radiation, and this video is only for demonstration purpose. So it's all dark now, and let me start this. Yeah, so this is how the radiations will be there inside, and anything which is in this bucket will get a basket will get radiated from 3 sides: bottom, from the front, and from the side as well. And in 30 seconds you will see that these lights will go off. Let's quickly take a look into the circuit diagram and the Arduino code which I've used in the project. And this is how it looks like. So basically you have 1, 2 and 3 UV LED strips which is connected to a 24 volt power supply. The positive of 24 volt power supply goes to the common of a relay, and the NO connection is going to the positive in parallel. Basically all 3 UV LED strips are in parallel with each other, and the power supply with a switch in between. The pin number 11 is going to the relay for signal, like whenever this pin is high, the relay will be NO and common will be shorted, and the LEDs will light up. For the IR sensing, the IR sensor is installed at pin number 2, where it is acting as an interrupt. Like whenever this interrupt happens here, the relay will be deactivated and the lights will be off. So this is a very basic circuit, it's nothing hi-fi, and this is how the Arduino code looks like. So I've declared a complete variable like a pin called complete, that is 13, UVC pin on 11, and IR pin on 12. uh, the pin mode, this is output, like UVC is also output pin and IR is an input pin. Then I've declared the interrupt, attach interrupt digital pin to interrupt IR, stop falling. Now falling means whenever the uh, signal goes from high to low, because when the doors will be closed the signal will be high, and whenever the doors will be open this is falling here. So in the void loop it's very simple, like the program will start, it will turn on the UVC and wait for 15 minutes here. This is uh, 900,000 milliseconds, so this is 15 minutes, and then it will go down while one, and it will stop at this point until unless someone resets the Arduino. But in between, if anyone opens the door, the interrupt will happen, and this program will run, which will stop everything, and it will hold there. So how long UV exposure is required to make sure that all the bacteria and germs are killed by ultraviolet radiation? So from an internet research, like you have to do it yourself if you are doing it for some very valuable project, but this is what I got from internet by looking to many papers, that approximately 30,000 microjoules per centimeter square of radiation is required to kill microorganism. Now if we look into the calculation ourselves, like the length, breadth and height of our box is 50, 50 and 30 centimeter. Therefore the internal surface area of the box which will be radiated by light will be 11,000 centimeters square, and the total power UV lights are giving is 16.5 watts, which is power per unit area is 0.0015 watts per centimeter square, or 1500 microwatts per centimeter square, which technically means that every centimeter square of the box area of the box will be radiated with 1500 microjoules of energy. And if we consider 5% efficiency, I'm considering very low efficiency, because when you keep the materials inside the box, many things will get shadowed away, and also I'm considering only 5% of the box, and it's a good idea to have reflectors inside the box. I don't have that, so that's why very low efficiency I'm expecting. So with 5% efficiency, so 5% of 1500 microwatts per centimeter square will be 75 microwatt per centimeter square, and minimum radiance which is required for germicidal kill, and that will be 30,000 microjoules per centimeter square. So if you divide both of them, you'll require approximately 400 seconds, which is 6.6 minutes. And in our experiment we are keeping it 15 to 20 minutes to make sure that everything is killed.